Hi guys, this is Abdul Ghafoor. Welcome back to the Teaching and Learning. This is the video about the B.Ed students for B.Ed program, those who have been enrolled and appearing in the midterm exam. So I have decided to give you the model answer for the critical thinking, the paper, as you all are aware about the midterm content and the syllabus. So I have prepared some model answer according the given syllabus. So I hope this will help you all out. So your feedback, your comment will be highly appreciated. If you have any questions that you can share with me, and you can feel free to ask. Okay. So this video is mainly that how you have to answer and the questions and what area you have to be clear and what area is the most important thing. Because what happened mostly that when we answer these questions, we miss some information, and because of the this misinformation, your grades will be affected. So I have tried my best. Okay, I hope this information is a lot, and it's hard to memorize out there, but surely it will give you the clear picture about the critical thinking midterm exam. So let's go, and I'm going to share the model answer for that. Okay, this is the one you can see here. The midterm topics, the first topic was the what's critical thinking, benefits, importance, and why critical thinking. So this question is covered in 4 parts. The first part, the critical thinking, benefit, importance. Okay, so this answer is very lengthy. It's not okay that you are going to cover all the components in just one description. So what are you going to do if you want to get good grades? That you have to break this information according to instruction, given instruction. So instruction means what the question said about. So let's see. I have prepared, okay, this is answer. So first I have give the historical perspective of the critical thinking, that I have to give the background information about it. That from where, and one of the philosophers or the psychologists, you can mention that how this approach have been used in the past, okay, and given an example or like what questions they have to use. So I have mentioned that Socrates, the questions, that is one of the greatest strategies that have been applied in the Greek philosophy and psychology. When he was a teacher, he was applying that, letting students think out of the box. Okay, this is the one thing. Okay, the second thing, the definitions of the critical thinking. You have to give the valid source of the information, that from where you are exactly getting this information. So you are not going to define this randomly. Okay, so I have I got this definition from the National Council for the Excellence of the Critical Thinking from 1987, which was the mid of the 20th century. And I have mentioned in my first paragraph this reference that it has a connection with the ancient history, with the mid-late of the 20th century. So this is the second part, which gives the definition. So first the background creates, second the definitions of. So I have mentioned few definitions over here. Then the benefits of the classroom. So these benefits I have taken from the teachers' handouts, and these are the same. If you're going to use various sources of the book, they will give you all these. Okay, so critical thinking in the classroom, then you can, so you do not be limited in this. Okay, as a teacher, whatever you apply, okay, the strategy in the classroom and how it's benefiting the students, so that all things you have to mention into. So this is not only over what is written in the book and then you're going to follow. So this kind of, there will be very a cheery strategy. So that's the second is critical thinking at workplace. Okay, so definitely when you graduate from the university and you look for the employer is looking for those people who can solve the problem easily, and the main object is to raise the productiveness and effectiveness on their companies. So they need the critical thinkers, okay, that they can really solve the problem, they can benefit their organizations. Okay, so you can give that how it works into the workplace. Okay, the second thing, critical thinking life. Okay, so we have the other problems, okay, our own problems, religious problems, as well as the social problems. Okay, how we find the solutions for that. Okay, you can give an example of it. Okay, that how critical thinking is the making. So when you set your budget, that's a critical thinking, right? So you have to plan accordingly. You have to give the best solution and output what exactly you are looking for. Then based on that, you make the decisions for that. Okay, right? So then the third part, sorry, was importance of critical thinking, right? That importance and the why, they are interlinked connections. So you don't have to be confusion. So why critical thinking and importance thing? So that is a quite a similar concept. Okay, so you can cover in it. If you're gonna write this separately, that's fine. Okay, but if you want to write, okay, there's a why tells the importance, right? Gives the reasons. Okay, and the importance also telling the reason. If you're covering these reasons in the importance, that's fine. Okay, otherwise you can put in the subheading. So the importance of the critical thinking, you know very well. I wrote the importance of thinking in the four aspects that the critical thinking is a universal. So it's not just a single term. Okay, so this critical thinking can be used in every field, as I mentioned, the life, school, workplace, all. So that's a universal. You cannot use only for the particular place. Okay, in the classroom, that's okay. We think critically. Students need to critical thinking. I have to think critically. A businessman has to think critically. A driver has to think critically when he's on the road. Okay, so like this, and it's crucial for the economy. That how setting budget, I haven't given the example. Okay, so setting budget is very crucial. Okay, you have to think critically all the components, and wherever the data, where the statistical information means you are thinking critically. Now creativity, as you know that the Bloom's taxonomy, all synthesized evaluation and creativity, these all comes in the domain of the critical thinking. So once you think critically, definitely you have to reflect it on properly. So I mentioned these four, the importance of, so this is the answer, moral answer for the first question. What is critical thinking? Benefits of critical thinking, importance of critical thinking, and why it is. Now, second is how mind work and the function. So you have to give the description what exactly happening in the minds. Okay, so you have to just think again critically. When you are thinking the critically, that how your brain is working. So apply this strategy on you, on yourself. Okay, that how your brain is working on it. Then put all this information on the paper. So that will give you a lot of the information. So, okay, as the book said, okay, it's not a one, it has a three functions that you are very clear. I'm not going to explain about that. You are all aware about that. So you have to categorize this information. You have to draw the this pyramid, and you have to put at least one or two examples. Okay, that will be clear understanding to the teacher to what exactly students want to write and want to say in this information. This is second model answer. Okay. Now, this regarding this, I have, receiving a lot of the questions from my fellows that what exactly it is, So it's not rocket science. Okay, this is actually from similar from bottom to top approach, that how learning takes place. Okay, a child, just suppose initially starts by the understanding the gestures, your body languages. Okay, they never says the Bob, mom, dad. Okay, all these things. Okay, that's one. But they understand. Okay, if you ask your child or a newborn baby or something, the infant we can call, say, that how old are you? What exactly what are going to eat? Okay, he or she never replied. Okay, but your body language when he or she sees mom, her or dad, that you can see they interact with the signal. So that is a very early stage. So this is what exactly that's the Gagin's hierarchy of the learning tells that the relationship with the critical thinking. So when you first provide the signal, which is the basic, okay, and then last, which goes for the problem solver. So the critical thinking, which goes from the lower order thinking to the higher order thinking. So this is what exactly the hierarchy of the learning and now relationship with the critical thinking. This is very the important topic, because you may miss this information, that what exactly they want to ask you. So these this hierarchy of the learning is related with the cognitive as well as the behaviors. So work and components are covering with the cognitive abilities, just like suppose the problem solving. They are completely related with the cognitive abilities when you are start thinking to give a solutions. That is a stage when you reached from the signal learning to solve the problem. So these factors you can say develop from the age to age. So these are the kind of the development. So as you have a study into the HDL program, that how what is the difference between develop and growth. Okay, so this is what exactly is happening. Okay, Daron. So you have to be very clear that what is happening in each level. So I have, that uploaded the video regarding the Pavlov's theory, stimulus and response, motor chain, verbal, and this one. So it will help you also that how stimulus response change the behavior. So first two is one is the classical conditions and another one is the operant condition. So one is the Pavlov's theory, another one is the Jean Piaget's theory. Okay, you have to go through it. So this is another model answer for that. So standards of the critical thinking, what does it mean standard? You have to define it. Okay, first give it the critical. So you have the national standards, so you have to give the description, what are these national standards. If you have any state standards, if you are teaching an American curriculum, British curriculum, or what other national curriculum, they set their benchmarks in sense of the standards. So each subject have their standard, and the standards is the aligned with the outline standard. So they're the two different things. The subject standard and content standard, they are not the same. The content standard are the specific topics that you are aligning the national benchmarks. So that should be clear. And the content standards are covered. They have, the skills. The same state standard are the benchmarks. Similarly, the content. So these standards, they are, that narrowed and broken down into objectives, or what we call the learning outcomes. Okay, at the end you expect from the students that students will be blah 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 blah. Okay, so that first you have to give the description of it, and then you have to tell about these standards, that how standards should be very clear, very precise, have accuracy, relevance, consistent logic, competence, and fairness. That's the third the model answer for the critical thinking. I have missed the barriers of the critical thinking. I'm working on it. I hope this videos will give you the clear picture about that, and they will help you a lot to attempt your upcoming midterm, and that's it. So if you have any feedback, please drop the comments what exactly you want. If you think this video is going to be helpful, just drop the comments. Okay, thank you so much. Have a nice day.